Oh, hey guys, thanks for coming today. I'm super excited. I'm going to introduce you to my friend Heather. Heather Stewart's one of my best realtors. I met Heather, 2000, probably 2018, 2017, somewhere in there. Funny story, but she used to sell radio ads to me. That's how I met Heather. I've actually known her husband for like 20 years, but she worked for a local radio station and sold radio ads, and she was a really, really good salesperson. Very personable, great connector, a person who knew everybody, was always one person away from her. She could connect you with anybody that you needed to know. And so I remember when I helped her buy her house, she was we were chatting it up, and I said, you know what, you should really get into real estate. You would kill it. I don't know if you guys know this, but realtors who sell a lot of houses make a little bit more money than radio ad salespeople. And so I saw her pay stub in W-2, and she was a fine income earner to buy the house she wanted to do. But I could just tell that she would make a lot more money and be better served to get into real estate. So that was fast forward now to 2026. Heather has year in, year out for the last probably 3 or 4 years been a top realtor in our market. She kills it. She started following our coaching program way back when she first got in, filling out the greatness trackers, doing the things we're telling her. She's one of the few people who actually implements very fast when you tell her to do something. She holds killer client appreciation parties every year. They're always full of people and gets tons of referrals. She's pretty well loved by everybody, and a really, really close friend of mine who I adore. So take it away, Heather.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, Jasik. And thank you guys for taking an hour out of your busy day to spend with me. I've never done anything like this before. So, um, unfortunately, I'm not all dialed in tech wise or anything like that. So, I'm going to be looking down at my notes. But hopefully, this is going to be a valuable time and you'll be able to take a little nugget or two with you when we're finished up today. So we're going to be talking about today gifting your way to referrals and repeat clients. And just a little bit of personal background on me. Jasik introduced me very well. Again, thank you for that, Jasik. But I've always just found myself in positions to where I could be a helper and a giver. And I enjoy giving. It comes easy and natural to me. So I'm always trying to implement more ways to be able to give to people. And there's still, I guess, ways that I could get much better at giving in some areas, but we all have room for improvement. So hopefully today you will also be finding yourself as a cheerful giver. So I wanted to start out with just like some history of giving. I think it's probably been around as long as human beings have been here. In the prehistoric times before we had currency, they gave shells and like teeth, which is pretty gross. But back then, I guess it was cool. Or like food, and they gave these things to each other to just solidify friendships and relationships and just showing, gratitude for one another. So it's always been around, and it's a social tool that we can all use to just strengthen relationships and show appreciation and gratitude. In any religion, I haven't studied all the religions, but the ones that I know a little bit about, giving is a huge law. Like the Bible, it's more blessed to give than receive. You guys have probably all heard that. Um, God loves a cheerful giver. You reap what you sow, which goes hand in hand with giving. And it's also one of the five love languages. So if you only have five love languages, and this is one of them, it's pretty important. Giving and receiving gifts, the way that it makes somebody feel, the way that it makes them remember something that you have gone through together is pretty cool. Also, Deepak Chopra, and this is one of my favorite little books. So if you guys have never picked this up and read it, The Seven Spiritual Laws of Success, it's rock star. And I just want to read just a tiny little bit of it. And I'll just go for it. The best way to experience the law of giving and receiving is to give a gift to everyone you come into contact with. Everyone. This doesn't have to be in the form of material things. The gifts of caring, affection, appreciation, and love are some of the most precious gifts you can give, and they don't cost you anything. So if you think about that, like everyone that you come into contact with, just have that in your mind. But I'm going to give you actually some really cool ways that you can use this gifting in your business to get referrals and repeat clients. Let me back up. There are 3 elements of a gift. So first you have to have an intention to give the gift, and then you actually have to give the gift, and then it has to be accepted. So those are the 3 elements. Without that, the gift doesn't really have the impact. So think about that too. You have to have the intention, you have to actually see it through and then receive it. And I do want to just say, if a child ever gives you anything, even if you don't want it, take it, because it will crush their little spirit if you don't. My grandson just gave me a couple rocks. Well, he actually wanted me to buy them, but I was like, well, I don't have any money with me, and he gave them to me. And so I went ahead and stuck them in my pocket and then chucked them afterwards. But it's definitely, if somebody offers you something, you should receive it. So, okay, when we think about gifting, probably one of the first things that comes to mind for most of us in our business as a way to use gifting is our current clients, right? Because hopefully you're giving them a closing gift. If you're not giving them a closing gift, that would be a great place to start, because we want to show gratitude for how many realtors did they have to choose from, or mortgage brokers, and they chose you. So we have built this relationship as we have helped them and coached them through the process. And at the end, we get paid. And a lot of us get paid very well. And so we just want to make sure that we extend that gratitude. I recently heard that our word currency comes from the root word current. And oh no, I have a train going by. I hope you guys can't hear that. Anyway, it comes from the root word current. And so if you think of a current with water, the water is always coming and going, right? So if a beaver comes along and dams it up, well, now the water is stagnant and it's not flowing the way that it should. So we should always be thinking about, giving and receiving and the current of currency. Okay. So they gave us an opportunity to help them. So we definitely want to give them all of our professional knowledge and help, but we also want to give them something at the end. So when I first got started, like Jasek said, he was so awesome. He really wanted to set me up for success. So he gave me these little CDs from the coaching that he was currently doing at the time. And it was that far back that I actually had a CD player in my car. And I would put these CDs in and listen to them. And one of the ones that really stuck out to me was, when you give a closing gift, make sure that you are being fair about your closing gifts. So, for example, I sell $1 million house to somebody and I show up with a bottle of Dom Perignon. I don't know if I say that right. I've never really known exactly how to say it. But anyway, I show up with Dom Perignon and we toast and everything is awesome. And then I sell a $350,000 house to this person over here and I show up with a bottle of Cook champagne. Well, at the time, they're excited and happy. But let's say that this guy and this guy end up knowing each other. Oh no. And they somehow are in the same place at the same time. And they're talking about how awesome you are as a realtor and how you took great care of them. And then the $1 million sale says, yeah, when she showed up with a bottle of Dom Perignon, and this one all of a sudden thought you were a rock star, and now they feel bad because you didn't do that for them. And so now it becomes about the money. Well, they weren't as big of a purchaser as this other person. So you definitely want to keep the gift fair. So set a budget and just stick to it. Just, if it's $200 a client, then it's $200 a client. So I have a gifting program for my sellers, and I have a gifting program for my buyers. Sellers, they don't want a bunch of crap a lot of times to take with them because they're moving. And so, that might look a little differently than what you're going to give to a buyer, but it's still going to be the same monetary amount. So for my sellers, all about you form. If you're in coaching, you know what this is and you should be using it. If you're not in next level coaching, reach out to somebody that you know that is, and they can help you get a copy of this form. But this is something that you should be having your clients fill out early on. And I mean, part of the reason is because you get to know them a little bit better, but it will also help you through the process of the transaction know how to gift them. So like there's questions on there if, where's your favorite place to eat? What's your favorite snack? What's your favorite drink? What's your favorite color? You could even add stuff on there. What's your favorite scent? Do you have any pets? That kind of stuff. So an all about you form is crucial in being an awesome gift giver to your current client. So if you're not doing that, make sure you get on that and start doing that. So you have this all about you form. And so, seller, they like to eat at the Met. So then I'm going to go ahead and get them a gift certificate from Metropolitan Grill. Buyers, they all get, it comes in the same container. And I know some real estate brokers out there probably have a more substantial container than what I use, but everybody gets one of these little baskets here. And everybody gets a money tree. Well, my logo is a dollar sign because how cool is it that an H and an S actually makes a dollar sign? So I kind of have a little theme going there, building wealth one door at a time. And so everybody gets a money tree and everybody gets a candle. And I also went ahead and had my own candles made. So they have my little logo on there, and I have a signature scent. Actually, sellers get this too. They get a smells like success, and buyers get a home sweet home. So anyway, everybody gets a candle. And then I take their all about you form and I cater their basket to some of their likes. So like, for example, this one that's sitting right here, they love to shop at Walmart. So they're going to get a $100 Walmart card, and they love coffee. So they're getting some coffee and they're getting a Starbucks card. So you get the picture. Anyway, so that is for your current client gifting. But another way that you can gift your current clients, especially if you're good at doing an all about you form early on, is at your inspection. Because if you go to your own inspections, you're there for a while. And how cool is it to show up with, Susan likes Diet Coke and peanut M&Ms, and I show up with a Diet Coke and peanut M&Ms for her. So right there, what I did was I solidified early on that this is not just about me making a commission. This is about a relationship between my client and me, and I am intentionally thinking about her and showing up with something that I know she likes. So that's also a really good way to just gift right out of the gate, because that usually happens early on. But let's just say, sorry, I got to take a drink of water. But let's just say you're getting started. You don't have a huge budget. You can't be buying all these gifts right out of the gate, even though a Diet Coke and M&Ms doesn't cost you that much. But let's just say that, you really don't have any money to be doing something like this. Okay, well, let's think back. A gift doesn't have to be monetary. So what can you give that would be valuable to your client? How about a buyer's packet that has valuable resources in it, like your preferred lenders, your preferred homeowners insurance vendors, Maybe you get together with your vendors and you put together a cool little package where, hey, if you reach out to them and they know you're working with me, you get X. Um, for example, I have a local like flooring company here. If you bring in the little flyer that's in the packet for either a buyer or a seller, she will give you a little discount. So that is something of value, and it didn't cost me really anything. I put the packet together, I printed it, and I handed it to them when we met. Same thing with sellers. You can do the exact same thing. So those are some ways that you can gift your current clients. The other thing that you could do too is you should always be asking for referrals. And if they actually give you a referral, you should give them a little gift. And that could be a handwritten note, which I find very cool. And how many times I have received a handwritten note and it has blessed my day, I can't tell you. Like anytime I get a handwritten note, that makes me feel like somebody stopped what they were doing and they sat down and they wrote out a heartfelt. Jacek is awesome at this. And every time I get a note from him, I know it's heartfelt and I appreciate it. So you could just do a handwritten note, or you could, like what I do, is I just send them a $10 coffee card. But if you implement something like that, if you send one $10 coffee card to somebody that gave you a referral, guess what you're doing every time somebody else sends you a referral? You're sending them also a $10 coffee card or a $10 card for something. You got to keep it fair because people talk, and you just want everyone to feel valued. So just be careful with that. Okay. Let's see. Oh, also, if they give you a review, because you're going to ask for a review, right? At the end, right? Hopefully you're all asking for a review at the end. I always ask for a 5-star review. And then I tell them, if you can't give me a 5-star review, don't worry about it. Or at least tell me what I could do to get a 5-star review. But you're going to ask for a 5-star review. And if they give you a review, you should give them something. Give them a handwritten note, give them a $10 coffee card, come up with something cool. I don't know. Come up with your own little swag, whatever, but give them something so that they know, because they did take valuable time to do that. Okay, moving on to VIP clients. So that takes care of current clients. They're probably the easiest one to gift, in my opinion. Okay, so now we have our VIPs. If you don't know what a VIP is, again, ask somebody that's in coaching to give you maybe a better definition. But for me, what that means is somebody that I know is going to give me a referral, and that I, in turn, am going to give them referrals, or vice versa. Maybe I'm giving them referrals, but I know that they are going to give me referrals. And how do I know this? Because we had a conversation about it. We talked about it, and we have an understanding that, hey, you might not be the only one I'm going to refer to, but you're definitely on my list of people I'm going to refer to because I like your style, I like your vibe, and we're partners here. So we're going to refer each other business. Okay, so once you have that relationship established or that conversation, they go on your VIP list. So I really need to go through my VIP list because I feel like I have some VIPs on there that I haven't done a great job with, maybe reminding that I like to have referrals back. So I probably need to go through it and just update it. But anyway, you should have a VIP list. And if you don't, just start with one person. Start with your preferred realtor or your preferred lender and just have a conversation. And now guess what? You guys are VIPs together. So how do you gift your VIP clients? Well, again, Jacek early on gave me some CDs that I listened to, and one of them had this really fun little idea that you give them a cheesy gift every month. So, as Bradley would say, I am the queen of cheesy gifts because he's my coach, by the way. So what does that look like? Well, last month we did this. I don't know if you can see it. Valentine's Day may be over, but your referrals are always sweet. And they got a little heart sucker. So super simple, easy to mail. And then on the back, it just says, I appreciate you keeping me in mind. Every referral counts. If you know of anyone who's looking for a real estate broker, please consider sending them my way. And that's it, super simple. So that was last month. This month, for March.
No, I think I got.
Hi, Marjorie. Anyway, this month for March, your referrals are as good as gold. Okay, and then again, says the same thing on the back. And they got some fun little stickers that they can give to their kids or stick on their water bottle or throw away. I don't care. All I care about is they know that I'm thinking of them and they laugh sometimes. Sometimes my gifts are cheesier than others. But they get one every month. So that's part of the way that I gift my VIP clients. The other way is that they get an invitation to my annual event. And some of them also get an invitation to sponsor, but we'll talk about that later. So I only have one annual event where I invite everybody, my past clients, my VIPs, business partners, everybody. And that is my bowling party. That's coming up in a couple of weeks. Super excited about it too. It's so fun to bowl. If you haven't bowled in a long time, you should go. It's really fun. Anyway, so they get an invitation to that. And how is that a gift? Well, because I pay for it. It's all paid for. They get to show up, they get to bowl, they get to have pizza, they get an opportunity to win some gifts. And it's free and it's fun. And it's an opportunity to network too. So that's another way. And then they will get from me at least once a year. I will reach out to every VIP. There's the train again. Can you hear it? Okay, it's gone. Anyway, I will reach out to them and I will give them an intimate invite to something. Maybe I have tickets to a sporting event and I invite them to come. Maybe I purchase a table at a gala. I don't, again, another word that I don't know how to say ever. But anyway, you know what I mean. And so then they can come sit at my table and have a really fun night. Maybe we just go have dinner. Maybe we get together for coffee. I don't know. You'll know your VIP, so you'll know how you'll be able to vibe with them. But you should reach out to them and invite them to something like that at least once a year. Okay. Any questions so far on that? Okay. So moving right along to past clients. Yeah.
Heather, will you hold up the money tree?
Oh, yeah.
Somebody wanted to see that.
Oh, sure. That's what she looks like. It's like that. She gets big. She gets a lot bigger with some love, you know. Hopefully whoever is getting one is loving it. But once it's out of my hands, I don't care what they do. You know, but it is very good luck to have one of those in your house. So there's that too. Okay. Past clients. So past clients are probably, for me at least, the most important. I don't know if any of you have ever had this happen before. Probably not, because I'm sure you guys are all amazing. But as a realtor, if I sell somebody a house and it's time for them to put it on the market and I see somebody else has contracted with them to sell it, that hurts. It hurts a little bit. Or if you're a mortgage broker, maybe you've done a loan for somebody, they're going to refi, they refi with somebody else, that hurts. So we have to do a really good job of retaining our past clients. My coach, Brad, asked us to do an exercise, and we had to total up all the sources of business at the end of the year, or maybe it was the beginning, I don't remember. But we had to total up all the sources of business of where we got all of our leads from. Or maybe it was closings probably. But it was surprising. In some ways, it was surprising to see, but it was past clients for me was my number one source. And this month, I'm having an awesome month this month, you guys. I'm closing 8 transactions this month. It's an awesome month. But out of those 8, guess how many are past clients? 5. I have 5 past clients this month. So it's super important to me to stay in relationship with them. So how do we do that? Well, the All About You form probably has a place for you to put special milestone dates like a birthday or an anniversary. Some people don't want to give birthdays. That's fine. Let's celebrate something else. What can we celebrate for them? Their dog's birthday, something. Anyway, we have a birthday program. And so everybody on their birthday gets a card from us. You could do a cupcake. I know Bradley does cupcakes. Jasek usually gives me wine on my birthday. I don't know if everybody gets wine, but come up with your own program, and on birthdays, make sure that you send something out. And if you don't want to give them anything, that's fine. You can just send them a handwritten birthday card. I was with Farmers Insurance for like 10 years because I felt bad leaving because they always sent me a birthday card. And I mean, nobody else sent me a birthday card that I did business with. So I thought that was really cool. And so I just stayed with them because they sent me a birthday card. But for me, that's not enough. So you should do that. You should implement some kind of birthday program or milestone event that you can honor and remember to do. And it doesn't have to go out like right on their birthday. We send them all out, like all April birthdays get sent out together. So everybody that has an April birthday, so you might get it late, you might get it early. It doesn't matter. You're just honoring the person by remembering that they have a birthday this month. So there's that. So and just one note on that, when you send out a birthday card, not the time to ask for referrals. Do not put your business card in there. It's not about you, it's about them. So just wanted to make sure I added that side note. Okay, another way that you can give to your past clients is by monitoring their social media and just looking for little personal celebrations that you can share with them. Or maybe it's not a celebration. Maybe sadly it's you're going to have to send them a sympathy card. I send out a lot of sympathy cards to people that have lost their pets. I love pets. I had a little Shih Tzu for 18 years. She was my very best friend. And I was devastated when she died. And a couple of my friends showed up with something. I actually still have the Swiss cheese plant that got dropped off by one of my friends, and a little candle with my dog's name was Misha, and she brought a little candle that had an M on it. So now every anniversary, I just light it. And so, whatever, I'm stupid, sentimental, but things like that mean something to people. And so you don't have to be trolling Facebook for every single kind of event. But if the opportunity arises and you're like, well, I see that Larry's dog passed away, and then I sympathize and empathize with Larry. I'm going to make sure I send him a card. So that's another way that you can stay connected with your people. If you should be like asking them, friending them on whatever social media is relevant, right? I mean, if they're older, probably Facebook, but younger demo, maybe Instagram. I don't know, but you should actually be asking for their friendship. Why? Because at this point in time, you're in relationship. And it wasn't just a one and done. I sold you a house. Thanks for the commission. I'm out. It's like, no, I am your realtor. I am your real estate broker for life. That's it. If you leave me, I will be heartbroken. That's how it needs to be. So the other thing you can do for past clients are obviously invitations to your annual events, or maybe you don't do an annual event. Maybe you do a little happy hour. Invite them to that. Maybe just want to go get coffee with them. You should be having a face-to-face with some of your past clients every once in a while. If you're in coaching, you should be having a face-to-face with one of your past clients every week. And if you've been doing this for a while, you have plenty. So you should make that happen. And if you don't have time, you have time. You got to make time. You just have to make time. So just do that. Okay. Almost done, guys. But okay, gifting for business vendor partners. So again, these business vendor partners should hopefully end up on your VIP list. And so they're hopefully going to be there and they're going to get one of your cheesy gifts, or they're going to get a phone call to go have a coffee, or you guys are going to have a conversation of how you can help each other out. But the best referral that you can give any business partner, does anybody want to take a guess? I just said it. The best gift that you can give any business partner is a referral, right? That's the best gift you can give them, because that just shows that you trust them and you trust them enough to send somebody that you're working with and that trusts you to them. So vice versa, obviously. And anytime that you have a business partner send you a referral, make sure you send them a thank you card, a handwritten thank you card. It's very important. Like, as soon as you get that referral, there should be a thank you going out. Okay, let's see what else. Another way that you can, so I'm just like going down the end of my list here. Another way that you can use gifting in your business is for your staff or anybody that helps you. Don't forget about them. They also should get a birthday. They also should be recognized and felt appreciated. So do something. You don't have to get crazy like some people I know, Bradley, and take your whole staff on an extravagant trip somewhere. But you can do a mani-pedi day. You could do just a lunch day. You know, you should know some stuff about them. You should know what makes them tick so that you can properly gift them too. It'll make them want to work harder for you. You know, there's loyalty there. And it just feels good to be appreciated. So make sure you're not forgetting about those people that, you know, are bleeding for you out there. And then charity, huge. We're not expecting anything in return from that, although you do get something in return, because it makes you feel really good when you give something without expecting anything back. And I guarantee you will actually end up getting something back from that. Might not be from the charity, but you know, you might end up getting a referral from it. So make sure that you are putting yourself in a position to where, you know, you're able to give. If you're in next level, it's not an option. You have to give, and you should do it cheerfully. Like I said, I mean, if you're begrudgingly having to give a gift or give something, then maybe you need to step back and figure out why you're feeling like that, because that's not going to bring you joy, and it's really not going to bring the people you're gifting joy to, because people can feel the intention behind gifting. So, okay, I'm just going to wrap it up here. I think I'm early. Sorry, I ran out of
Q&A for a little bit. If you
and I'm just like, I'm running out of content here. So, so key takeaways from this is just be a cheerful giver. Giving is one of the very best tools that you have to grow your business. It's one of the best tools that you have to be in relationship with people, period. Remember, it's one of the 5 love languages. It's one of the 7 spiritual laws of success. It's a law. If you give, you will receive, but you should give without expecting anything in return. So there's that. So figure out a way you can implement at least one of the things that we talked about today. If you're already implementing 10 of them, well, I guess we only talked about 5 or 6, or I don't know, but add some. Just add something that you can do. And if you're already doing that, then I guess I challenge you to just give more to charity. I mean, find another charity where you can just, give more to them and bless them. And with that, I guess I'm open for questions if anybody has any.
I think someone wanted to know, like, where do you buy your money trees and those the little mailers that you do?
Oh, okay. So these little guys, they just get printed out and cut on cardstock. And
Do you
then,
use Canva?
yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yep, we use Canva for those, and then we just order our little gifts, mostly off of like Oriental Trading, or I have to give the credit where the credit's due. I don't do this part. I have 2 gals that are amazing, and they come up with this and they put it all together and they make sure that it gets sent out. So there's that. They do cool things like I needed swag for our bowling party because I want everybody to leave with something. And so, as cheesy as it is, we have stress ball. They're like dollar signs. And so they figured that out on their own. I mean, they're awesome. So, they are definitely a crucial part of my business. So if you don't have people working for you, though, you could start small and you could just come up with something on Canva, or, and it's really not about the gift. At the end of the day, like, how many times have you been given something that really didn't have a whole lot of monetary value, but it meant a lot? It's just like the thought, right? So you don't have to spend a whole lot of money. The money trees are ordered off of, I believe, Amazon.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Sweet. And then do you use a system for your monthly cards for VIPs?
A system as in, yes, they go out every month to all of my VIPs, and every single time they get, one of these cheesy little cards
Mhm.
asking for a referral with some kind of little gift of some sort. Like last year in March, we sent out the little golden coins. This year it's Clover stickers. So you can keep
Perfect.
it super simple.
Got it. And Nikita, feel free to expand on that if you meant something else. I just read it out of the chat. I don't know if she's still here. But another question, any ideas for sellers that move out of state, like gift wise?
Yeah. Pardon me. I have lots of sellers that sell and move out of state. So, majority of the sellers that move out of state, I know where they like to dine, or maybe, and a lot of them are just like the big chain restaurants. But if it's not that and they don't know, they're like, I don't know. We don't even know where to eat when we get there. That's fine. What else do they like to do? Are they outdoorsy type people? Do they like to hike? Do they like to fish, hunt? You're going to know this hopefully about them. So, like for example, one of our sellers, we send them a REI card. Obviously make sure that wherever they're going, whatever gift card you're sending, they're going to be able to use there, but you can also use stuff online. So yeah, it doesn't have to be, like I said early on, just make sure that the monetary value, just set the budget, but you can change up the gift and cater it to the person. So yeah, hopefully that answered that question.
Sweet. And then someone else asked if you have levels of gift cards. So 150 below $50, or 150 plus 100 gift cards, or 24 at 25 for tax write-offs.
I have a budget of $250 for everybody. And so, depending on what that person's interests and likes are, I just cater the gift card to that. They will get $250 worth of value regardless. So, might be a $200 card to their favorite restaurant, because their restaurant, I know that if they're going to have a steak and a couple drinks, it's going to be $200. So then maybe they just get that. Or, maybe like the one that I showed you, she loves to shop at Walmart and that's good for her family. So she's getting a Walmart card and then a local coffee card, and then, just coffee. So hopefully that answered that question.
And another one, who do you use for your monthly birthday cards?
My daughter works for me and she's the one that sends them out. So, so maybe I have an example here. So, okay. Happy birthday. It's blank. You're going to get a handwritten message in here from us, from our team. And, it might not look like this, but that's what it is. Happy house anniversary. You're going to get a card that looks like this.
Oh, cute.
Says, happy anniversary to your home sweet home. And then obviously a nice little message in there from us. Just wishing you well. Maybe I do sometimes buy just random cards. Like I said, if you're, in tune to somebody on Facebook and they're not feeling well or they had surgery, go out and get them. Like this one's going to go out today. A special get well note to a client of mine that actually just had surgery yesterday. So that'll be going out. All of our thank you cards are basically the same. But guess what? There's no message inside because I'm going to personally handwrite that and it'll be a message from my heart. And then, if somebody has a graduation or some kind of congratulations, just generic cards, but they're all getting handwritten notes inside.
Awesome. And then someone's asking to see the back of your card again, which I'm guessing it's your business card. Maybe they wanted to see the logo or something.
Is the back of my business card? Do I even have that over here?
I'm like, Legal Snyder. Do you
Oh,
want
maybe it's this.
Or maybe it was that. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah. So this is the back of the card here. This one's smaller, but it's the same thing. And it says, I appreciate you keeping me in mind. Every referral counts. If you know of anyone who is looking for a real estate broker, please consider sending them my way. And that's what they get every single month. Same thing, same message on the back, but the front is the cheesy message. So
Love it.
Yeah.
Okay, and then Mr. Luis Ernesto, do you want to elaborate on this? You're asking about tax write-offs, about the gift cards.
Oh yeah.
Maybe you want to unmute yourself.
Yeah, no, I just had a question. Hi from New Orleans, by the way. Great presentation for the first time. But my question was, every gift card, in order to maximize the tax write-off, do you buy four? I guess if you give $250 per client, no matter what they buy, do you do $25 of each one? I don't know what the tax law is on how to get the credit. To get it right off, because if you buy 250, I don't think they allow you to get the full tax write off. Is that right? Or
I mean, that's probably something that you would need to talk to with your specific CPA. Because I don't really know what the laws are where you're at either. I know for me though, I don't keep track of every single gift card, but I'm able to write those off as marketing. And so, any gift that I give to a client is basically marketing, continuing the relationship so that I can get referrals and repeat clients. It's a way of marketing my business. So that's how I categorize any dollars spent for that. And then sometimes, I can't write it off. And that's okay because I know that it'll come back to me in another way. So I would say probably for that specific question, you probably get with your CPA and see what your best strategy would be. Like, hey, I want to, start gifting my clients, but I want to also be able to write it off. So what should that look like so that I can get the tax credit?
Sounds great. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Does anyone else have questions? Feel free to unmute yourselves or drop it in the chat. Anyone?
Oh, we can just read what Jasek just said. Don't gift for a write-off, gift for gratitude. Yep, that's right.
Nice, Jasek.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, you did an amazing job. Thank you so
Thank
much for your
you.
time.
Sorry, I went so fast.
Oh my God, no, you were
Okay.
great.
All right, awesome. Well, I hope you guys all just leave and just keep in mind that everyone that you see today should get a gift. And even if it's just a smile,
Love
go do
that.
it.
Thanks, Heather.
Thanks.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.